Shalom, everybody. This is part 2 of Satan. Okay, first we had Satan's name. Okay, how Satan was in the Garden of Eden, and we also had Satan's disposition. This right here will be Satan's imposition. Okay, so Satan's imposition, in a general sense, the act of laying on. The act of laying on hands in the ceremony of ordination, when the bishop in the espousal church and the ministers in the congregational churches place their hands on the head of the person whom they are ordaining, while one prays for a blessing on his labors. The same ceremony is used in other cases. The act of setting on or affixing to as the imposition of names. That which is imposed, a tax, tool, duty, or exercise laid by authority. Tyrants oppress their subjects with grievous impositions. Injunction as a law or duty, constraint, oppression, burden. Let it not be made contrary to its own nature. The accusation of strife, a narrow spirit, an unreasonable imposition of the mind practice. Deception, imposture. Being acquainted with his hand, I had no reason to suspect an imposition. A supplementary exercise enjoined on students as a punishment. Okay, so let's go to the book of First Thessalonians and let's look at the imposition of Satan. First Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 5. For this cause, when I could no longer forbear, I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter have tempted you, and our labor be in vain. So over here we have the tempter. Okay, Satan likes to tempt people, just like how he tempted God. The book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. So that he's known as also the accuser, because Satan likes to accuse himself and hold himself not guilty. Let's go to the one above, the verse above. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So the deceiver, because Satan has deceived the whole world into everyone in worshiping him and worshiping his ideologies and his ways. Okay, that dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. So the same cherubim, the same anointed cherub that was in the beginning, okay, the spirit of the cherub and the cherub itself, which is known as the devil and Satan, he deceives the whole world. But he fulfills his imposition, disposition, name through a group line of people. And when you read the Bible, precept upon precept, line upon line, then you get to figure out certain clues on what each nation and nationality and the correspondence and the role in this world is. So in my previous video, I mentioned the red dragon was known as the Edomites. Okay, Esau was in the beginning with Jacob and Esau, but he was not in the beginning within the Garden of Eden. That is the cherub. So this reference right here is speaking about the cherub. Okay, the old serpent, the great dragon. Okay, he also goes by the devil and Satan. Okay, he's a spirit, but he's also an angelic cherub. He's anointed. Okay, and he works through the children of disobedience. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Chapter 13, verse 39. The enemy that soweth them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. So over here we have the enemy. Okay, so you have the tempter. Satan tempts you. He accuses you. He deceives you, and he's your enemy. He's all those things. Okay, let's go to the book of John 8:44. Oh, Slakia. The book of John 8:44. He are your father, the devil, and the lust of your father he will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abhorred not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So he's the father of lies. Satan loves to lie. He holds himself not guilty. How you hold yourself not guilty? By lying. Okay, he likes to accuse you by lying. He likes to tempt you by lying. He likes to deceive you by lying. He is your enemy. That is what an enemy does. He lies to you, deceives you, accuses you, and tempts you. Okay, and all those things and categories lead up to murder. He was a murderer from the beginning and abhorred not the truth. So Satan is a murderer. He loves to destroy and devour people. He likes to tempt them, accuse them, deceive them, lies to them. He murders them, which is the enemy of them. That's the enemy. Basically, Satan is an enemy. He's not really anything else. He's an enemy. Okay, let's go to the book of to Isaiah 47:8. Okay, Isaiah 47:8. Isaiah 47:8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Okay, so given to pleasure. Okay, given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Okay, that's what Satan does right there. Okay. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment in one day, and the loss of children. Okay, Slakia. But these two children shall come to thee in a moment in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. There shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of the sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge hath perverted thee. Thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt know that from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So this is what's gonna happen. Desolation is gonna come upon Satan, destruction, mischief, his fall, basically, and those who give themselves up to this beast. Okay, they themselves are gonna receive the same punishment. Okay, let's go to the book of Luke. Verse 25. And there should be signs in the sun. And there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves warring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. The powers of heaven shall be shaken. So there's going to be destruction, a great destruction, which men's hearts will fail out of them for fear, and the whole heaven will be shaken. Okay, this is the later days that I'm speaking on. This will come to pass. This will happen. Okay, and one thing that's gonna happen to Satan is basically he's gonna be cast into complete darkness. In the book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 7, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them to battle, a number of whom is the sand of the sea. And they went up in the bed of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about in the beloved city. So this is not the beloved city right here. We do not live in the beloved city. This is not the New Jerusalem. This is not the Holy Jerusalem. Okay, over here we live in North America. Okay, Great Babylon, daughter of Babylon. Okay, this is not the beloved city. This goes into a future prophecy on how we're going to be reigning 1,000 years. Okay, and Satan will be there. Satan will be doing what he is supposed to do. Okay, which is to worship and serve the God of the heavens and the earth. Okay, Hamashiach, Yahashua. But when those 1,000 years are expired, okay, he should be loosed out of his prison to deceive the nations all over again. And he's gonna go to Gog and Magog. That right there is a group of people. And he's gonna gather them together to battle the saints. And he's gonna try to compass them about. And the Lord is gonna bring fire from heaven. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So the devil, the beast, the prophet, okay, all those are going into the lake of fire with brimstones, and they should be tormented day and night forever and ever. Okay, this is what's to come. Okay. So Satan will be bound. The devil will be bound. He'll be put into complete darkness. And he will be worshiping his creator and his creator only. Okay, and he should worship God and none else beside God. So that ends part 2. And I hope everyone is having a marvelous day and everyone can get their hopes accomplished. Okay, because anything is possible with Christ. All things are possible with Christ. With that, shalom.